Welcome. Hello, welcome to Respo. This is Ishaan Shane, alongside with Debasis Ishaan. We've had a very intensive day. It's been a fascinating day of cricket. India was taking on Pakistan at the Nassau County International Stadium. A lot of a lot of fascinating cricket was witnessed today because the Pakistani side had their upper hand initially, and then suddenly the Indian side managed to hold on and grasp on to that fantastic victory. All kudos to Jasprit Bumrah, fantastic performance by him. Rishabh Pant as well with the bat, handy runs which helped in giving the Indian side some sort of a total which they could defend, even though the total that they managed reaching was fairly less. But again, in the context of the game, that innings really played a huge part. I've got Devashish with me as well. Devashish, we first get started off with Bumrah. There's not with someone like Bumrah, you can just go on and on and on. So just tell us about that bowling performance. How impactful was it on the given day?
Yeah, obviously, it was Bumrah who brought India back into the match because Pakistan were cruising to victory, obviously 84-3, and they looked in control of the match. And for that delivery that he bowled again to Mohammad Rizwan, obviously going through his defense and getting him bowled, means that brought India back into the match. And then from there on, and we would say that it was a complete. Uh, effort from the bowling department with everyone chipping in.
Hmm.
And Hardik Pandya with those two crucial wickets
Yeah.
of Fakhar Zaman and Sadab Khan. And then Bumrah himself, he got earlier he got the wicket of Babar Azam, and then when he was brought back, he got the crucial wicket because at that time
Yes.
Fakhar Zaman and Mohammad Rizwan was stitching up a very crucial partnership. So all in all, it was a very morale boosting win, I would say, and 2 out of 2, it can't get better for India in this T20 World
Two
Cup.
out of two, you're right, Devashish, and it really can't get better for India. And another positive and a big bonus is that Rishabh Pant is well and truly back. He's been well and truly back since a while now, but in an Indian colours especially, he's well and truly back. A handy performance by Rishabh Pant. And, it just shows after a major setback, a terrible car accident, something that should not happen to anybody. Most people probably wouldn't be able to play again or even, think about doing mundane things or normal or routine things. But Rishabh Pant is back in Indian colours and performing for his national side, which is fantastic news. I think the Indian team really missed him, Devashish. A year or so back, we should keep saying that, that X factor is missing. Rishabh Pant, if Rishabh Pant was there, he would have made the difference. And now that he's back, he is making that difference.
Obviously, Ishan, let us just talk to our viewers about the preparation that
Yeah.
Rishabh Pant has put in ever since he landed in New York. Obviously, he attended each and every training session here in New York, except for that one the day before the game against Pakistan, and he was in one of those optional training sessions. We in fact did a story and shared it across our platform. That he it was an intense batting session where we saw Rahul Dravid walking with him, having a
Mm.
long chat with him. Vikram Rathore also coming and helping him out, and you could actually see him sense from his determination, means
Mm.
the way, and that has reflected in his performance. Obviously, he has now done well in all the three matches that India has played in this T20 World Cup,
Yeah.
including the
Warm up
warm-up
game.
match against Bangladesh, where he scored that 53 runs, obviously. And so Rishabh Pant, we all know, is a proven match winner across formats. But then there were doubts. There were doubts means after his comeback. But then he had a decent IPL for Delhi
Yeah.
Capitals, and the best part of Rishabh Pant, is the maturity he has brought into his game. And talking about yesterday's game against Pakistan, obviously India were in some sort of bother,
Yes.
means
Yes.
and those crucial 42 runs means is worth of gold. Means had he not scored that runs, India would have been in even difficult position. But then and that speaks, and we could actually sense that with the responsibility now that he has been allowed to go in at
Mm.
number 3,
Mm.
that itself, that added responsibility has done world of good to him. He could now is he's looking more determined, more focused, because he has been entrusted with the role, and he is relishing the role. He is relishing the challenge, and that augurs well for the Indian team. Given you know that Rohit Sharma did mention in the pre-match press conference that he was asked about Rishabh Pant's batting order, obviously promoting him at number
Yeah.
three. So Rohit said that Rishabh comes in as an all-round player. Means obviously he has the potential, and when he watched him play in those initial matches of IPL, he made up his mind that
Yes.
he would be the number three batter for India. And obviously India has in the squad the likes of Yashasvi Jaiswal, but then the team management thought, I would say Rohit Sharma thought that Rishabh Pant would perhaps be the best bet for India, and he has done, and so far he has looked good in this tournament.
So far, he has looked good in this tournament, Devashish, and thank you for that descriptive answer. I think a lot of viewers at times will tend to forget the kind of event that he went through to come back here and perform. So you're right on the maturity part as well. I think it's a very well noticed fact that he seems much more mature, and even when we have covered him in the practice sessions, like we've discussed as well, his mindset is clear. He knows what he wants to do, and he seems like he's doing it on a consistent basis now. He's been performing well in this World Cup as well. And I think the hope will be that he can see India through in many more matches, because now that he's got his momentum, it's always key to hold on to your momentum and not let it go too fast. So this is Rishabh Pant's moment now. He's been waiting for this moment. Now that he's here, I think he should truly live it. But talking about that Pakistan team for a bit, Devashish, we won't stress on this topic for a long time. Babar Azam, Pakistani team, falling, always choking against India. Why do they
Maybe
choke?
maybe time is high to put on that choker stack
Yeah, I think it should
beside
shift to
Pakistan instead of
Pakistan.
South Africa. Means obviously means and who would have thought that Pakistan will lose that game? Means obviously they had everything in control, winning the all important toss and deciding to bowl first.
Yeah.
And the bowlers responded to their captain's decision. Obviously, the likes of Shaheen Afridi, Harry Strop, Nasim Shah, Mohammad Amir, all chipping in and all making a valuable
Mhm.
contribution. In fact, all the 10 wickets to fall were picked by Pakistani fast bowlers. And to restrict India for 119, and then to and they were cruising at time, and then to lose away the match means obviously they will face more
Oh my
backlashes
God.
now, because
Oh,
two losses out of two, and they are staring at being knocked out of the tournament. But for if you ask me, Ishan, that's not good sign for the tournament as such. Means obviously you need these two Asian giants to be in the tournament. Obviously 2007 World Cup. If you go back
yeah.
2007 seven World Cup, obviously then also India and Pakistan both were knocked out in the group stages. But then and it might so be. I was just having a word with a few Pakistani journalists
Mhm.
after the match, and they also sounded very annoyed. Means
Yeah.
obviously the mood in the Pakistan media were that they were disgusted. They were disgusted, and I won't say disappointed, because disappointed will be a very soft term and soft word. I would say they were very disgusted, very annoyed with the way Pakistan let go the match away.
I think they were disgusted, Debashi, because it keeps happening. But this is a problem that has been with the Pakistan team for a while. But let me tell you about my experience, Debashish. It's my first India versus Pakistan match. You know that I was excited. I think for me it was a surreal experience. You've already had so many experiences, but I'm sure even for you, you must be still feeling that sort of excitement when you go and see an India Pakistan match. Am I right?
I have always
Yeah.
enjoyed that. Whenever India means India wins abroad, means you could actually sense that patriotic feeling with the
100%.
tricolor, with the blue jersey, with people chanting.
And but it's completely different. Like this is something that I haven't experienced ever. Like I've seen some Indian matches. I've just started off my career. I've seen some Indian matches. I've seen some IPL matches, of course. But an India-Pakistan match, Devashi, is just a different ball game. And I was just thinking, this is why people hype it up so much. This is why it's so special. A mixture of Pakistani fans, Indian fans. You got Pakistani flags in the stadium. You got Indian flags in the stadium. You got some friendly banter, and that's amazing, huh, Devashi? Because you always think that there'll be angry banter, you might end up fighting, but that's never the case. I think this is just a sort of a misconception that some people have, that there might be hatred, but there's no hatred whatsoever. In fact, there's a lot of love. between Pakistani fans and Indian fans. So
Yeah, actually, a lot of them has come from UK,
yeah.
other parts of US, and you could actually see this bond between the Indians and Pakistanis. We went to Jackson Heights the
Oh my
other
God,
day,
yeah.
and we could see that the Indian diaspora, the Pakistani people living here in New York, were had such a good relation between
Hmm.
each other. Means irrespective of what it is back home, obviously due to the political reasons, but
Yeah.
then back here in New York, we did not sense anything. Means obviously they were coming to the ground hand in hand. Obviously, we could see a couple. I for once saw a few couples, one or husband wearing an Indian jersey,
Yes, I
wife
noticed that
wife
too.
putting on
Yeah,
a Pakistani jersey. So
that's awesome.
that was a picture for me to capture.
That's so true, Devishan. That's really awesome. And, I think you're just so right with the points you make as well, because it really is a festival. And for me as well, it's my first time. I genuinely had a good time. And I just hope in the future as well, I can, cover more
Absolutely,
events with
you
you as
will.
well, because a lot of people know that.
You will. We could see
Yes.
you, your energy, obviously capturing the vox pops and the colorful visuals you have been sending in
Yeah.
our group. Means obviously, and it adds value. And it has been that the build up to this match has been huge.
Yeah.
Obviously, everywhere ever since we landed in New York, there has been talks about this match, India
Oh
Pakistan.
my
It
God.
can't
It's,
get
yeah.
bigger than this, and it was a massive, electrifying atmosphere. As many as 35,000,
35,000. Yes.
35,028. To
Yeah.
put the exact figure, it was 35,028 fans who were at the Nassau County International Stadium to watch the match between India and Pakistan. And obviously, not only in the main stadium, there were and the public viewing arrangements at the Cedar
Even
Creek
in
Park, even at the
Manhattan, we've seen.
City Life
Yeah.
Stadium, the main stadium for the New York Mets,
Look at the
even
visuals, Debashi. I
even
think.
at Manhattan Square.
Yeah.
So the ICC has ensured that the matches it means obviously it is just to 35,000, and when you
Yes. Yes.
consider the huge Indian diaspora and the Pakistani diaspora, the audience is huge. Means not only the TV audience back home, but even the people has traveled all the way from UK and other parts of the US,
And they paid
just
big sums
and
of money for
yes,
their
and just
tickets.
to witness this match, and it was a terrific atmosphere.
It was, it truly was, Devashish. And I think a good win for the Indian team there. I think majority of the crowd were Indians, even though there were a lot of Pakistanis making a lot of noise, but the majority of the crowd were Indians, and a good win for them, because I'm sure they'll be backing their team to go on and win, and that's what the Indian team did. We'll speak about Bumrah's press conference, Devashish. He attended that press conference and he mentioned some key points. I think some of the points were, maintaining a calm composure. Even though you're defending a lower total, you should maintain a calm composure, which they did, and it helped out the team. So why don't we tackle that
Yeah,
first point there?
obviously the first for me the biggest takeaway for Bumrah was he was asked that you have been going through the perhaps the best phase in your career. So how do you sum up your performance ever since you made that comeback from injury? But then he somewhat hit back
Hmm.
at the concerned scribe, saying that it was the media who just brushed him
Yeah,
aside. Means
yeah,
obviously given him no chance. But then here he is. Obviously, he would not like to put any what to say. He is not that guy uh, to give anything about what is being said about him. But then for him, the crucial thing is to do well for India, and that
so
is
true.
what has been. And also he did mention that when the team was in hurdle, that the only talk the team was that irrespective we will give up our best. We will not look at far ahead at what would be the outcome of the match, but what we would ensure that we will live in the presence and do what is right for us. Obviously, there might be instances that any particular bowler
Hmm.
might go in for a four or a six, but that will not stop them from focusing on what they have been entrusted with.
Yeah, that's you're right, Devashish. And I think so much of this comes down to your mental strength as well, your mental fortitude, which Bumrah has. He's maintained that
This
sort
is
of
this in
solitude.
fact this
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 is that
video.
this is the video that I've taken, and you can see the animation. But you know what I love about these Pakistani fans, Devashish, is that no matter what, and how their team performs. Some of them definitely might be upset, but most of them have this sense of humor. Most of them
Yeah,
don't take their teams too seriously.
no, no, no. They
But
definitely act. They, they.
but if you think about it, Indian fans, if India lost the way Pakistan lost today, it'd be very different. And even you know this, it'll be
Yes, yes,
yeah.
and there has been instance because when you talk about this match, obviously both the countries, means the fans from both the countries, they do expect their team to do well, means against each
Mhm.
other. And now the records for India stands at 6-1 in
Yeah,
favor of India in ICC events, and I would say that's total dominance.
total
That's
dominance,
total
absolutely.
dominance, and when it comes to ICC events, and obviously a lot was said about Pakistan team uh, despite losing to USA. And even it was said that they had their backs to the wall, and we all know that Pakistan team is such
Yeah.
a dangerous side, and it did look so when once they started their bowling. Obviously, the Virat Kohli was quick to go, followed by Rohit Sharma, and all of a sudden there was a hush in the
Mm.
stands. Obviously, there
Hmm.
were not much noise from the
Yeah,
Indian
I was there.
fans, but then and that knock from Rishabh Pant, that it just brought India back into the game, and it was a crucial knock, and given the pressure the team were in, and he was seen playing some improvised shots. Yes,
He
uh,
missed out on a few, but at
yes,
least he was
but then
trying. Yeah.
at least that there was a positive intent to score, to keep the scoreboard taking, irrespective of wickets falling at the other end. So that is what I like the most about this Indian team. Obviously, there has been specific roles for each and every player,
Yeah.
and as Rohit mentioned in one of the press conferences, that it's not about an individual doing well. When you have to do well in a tournament like the World Cup, you need to have contributions from each and every individual as a team, and that is what I like the most about this Indian team. It's not about a particular individual. Yes, the team is all about star
Hmm.
players. You have a Rohit Sharma, you have a Virat Kohli, you have a Hardik Pandya, but it is all about the team camaraderie. You talk about Akshar Patel. Obviously, he has been preferred over Kuldeep Yadav, and what a performance he has put so far in this tournament. It's
Yes,
two
he
matches,
definitely
and he
has.
has been and that crucial day, the over during in the date was very goal, gave away
Yeah.
only 2 runs. Actually, that built more pressure on the Pakistan batting. So it's just little things, the small things that go in a long way in helping the team bounce back, and that has what has happened with this Indian team. Even Hardik Pandya,
He bowled very
even
well.
Hardik Pandya bowled well, got
Yeah.
those two crucial wickets. So it has to be said that
And
irrespective
yeah,
that Rohit and Virat, both Rohit and Virat, even Surya Kumar Yadav did not score as many runs as
yeah, these are
yes.
some
Now
of
we
the
have the
visuals.
audio as well.
Yes.
Let's hear if Rahul
Let's
can
hear it,
give us
Rahul.
the audio, we could actually
Yeah, let's have the visuals, Rahul. Let's hear some of them. Amazing. All the
yeah,
teams.
actually, this is just leading out from the team bus. As the team was about to leave,
Yeah.
the, we could see actually all the spectators. They were all crazy. They were crazy. They were chanting, blowing whistles, and they were in their posters. They were with their tricolors and whatnot. Means obviously you could actually see a couple of
Yeah.
Pakistani guys as well
Mhm.
who were. Waiting to have a glimpse of Virat Kohli, and even Virat has a lot of following back home and back in Pakistan as well. But then
It's these
you,
fans who make the
yeah,
sport, though.
absolutely. This
Yeah.
these fans make the occasion even more special. You have witnessed it
Yes,
yourself,
I
and
have.
talk us about that experience of having an interaction with the fans,
You
Shan.
know, Devashish, again, I think that those interactions are extremely special. All these fans come together. They're sometimes families, sometimes it's individuals, sometimes they dress up, and everyone is so passionate towards the sport, towards Indian cricket. And I think I'll get back to that. Let's answer this question. I believe if Pakistan gets out of the tournament in the next World Cup, they need to play qualifiers, which is not at all great for Pakistan cricket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
See, in world cricket, you need both India and Pakistan
Yeah.
in a big tournament, means because they have the most number of audience. Means obviously we witnessed it yesterday, and irrespective, I mean, everywhere India, Pakistan, they play against each other, we see a full house because it is a huge market. Means
Yes,
obviously a
yes.
huge television audience. So obviously, if it will be unfortunate if Pakistan has to play the qualifiers next time, but then and if you look at and look on paper, the Pakistan team, they are a decent side. Means when you
There are
means
decent.
obviously
Yeah.
Gary Kirsten, the Pakistan head coach Gary Kirsten was asked, means what is it going wrong with this
Mm.
Pakistan team
Mhm.
losing 2 out of 2 matches? Means is it the captaincy? Is it the players' mentality? What has been the reasons for such a lackluster show? And
Mhm.
Gary Kirsten did say that obviously for him the positive has been the bowlers, all
Yeah.
the 4 fast bowlers include, and also Imad Wasim. But then what he reckons is that it is the failure as a batting
Batting
group,
unit. I think that
failure
depth
as a
is
batting group
missing.
that has let the team down.
Yes.
And very rightly so. And what Gary Kirsten emphasized was, means obviously it is the players, because these are all experienced players having played for so long for Pakistan. So they have to come out of a way
Mm.
themselves. Means these players cannot be spoon fed, because
Mhm.
they are very experienced. They have played the international cricket for a long time, so they have to think of a way of coming back into form, and that is where in lies the real challenge. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Gary also did mention that there was no demons in the week on the wicket. That was a big statement from Pakistan head coach, that there wasn't any big demons in the wicket, and it was not unplayable as such. In fact, Pakistan had the best batting conditions.
They
If you
did.
ask me, the sun was
And they
shining
had the best
brightly.
bowling conditions as well.
Yes, and then to filter away the opportunity,
It's
it
disappointing.
is very disappointing.
Yes, and Devashish, before we end this fascinating live, it's been a good live session. I'm happy that there've been some people who joined us as well. We need to talk about first of all, I'll tell you about my experience. But before we get back to my experience, it's an off day for the Indian team today. What do you reckon their thought process might be moving on to the next games against
Yeah,
USA and
absolutely.
Canada?
I mean, it is justified that they
Yeah.
got a much deserved break today, and given the high intensity match, and so you need and actually it is refreshing as well, because it's few of the players we might we might well, if we are lucky enough, we might get to meet them. They might be having
Yeah.
a nice time, because New York is a happening place, and there are a lot of spots where you need to explore. Means we saw, and when the Indian team landed here for the first time, there were a few players who went to Times Square. There's a lovely ferry ride which was taken by Yashasvi Jaiswal. Who knows?
Which we
We
also
might
did as well.
we might see a few other Indian cricketers who might be there. There's a helicopter
Wow.
tour as well. Means obviously overseeing the Manhattan, the heights, the skyscrapers. Means it's a happening place. When you are in New York, there are so many places to explore, and we have also been trying to give you all that. Bringing
Definitely.
up
All
the
the updates.
culture,
Yeah.
the cuisine, the local cuisine, interacting with the local people, trying to capture the mood. But Ishan, let me talk out. Obviously, our next story, what we are trying to capture is USA cricket. Obviously,
Yeah.
and come India's next opponent, and we would love to. We have been told that there are few areas where the local expatriates, they play the game of cricket. Yes,
It'll be
cricket.
fascinating to go to these places and speak
Yes,
to
yeah,
them.
and
And
cricket is
yeah,
still not popular. I mean, when you consider that
no, no,
they
no, absolutely
upset
not.
Pakistan, a big team like Pakistan, but then still there were not reports in all the leading
Hmm.
newspapers. But then it's only once they start doing well, once they start
Yeah,
winning against bigger opponents
that's when the
regularly,
attention will come.
then only people will have
Yeah.
will feel to watch it one and support them.
You're right, Devashish. And I think, there's a lot of scope here. There's a lot of an infrastructure in the country as well. And it's only a matter of time, hopefully, when more people will take up the sport. But again, it comes down to, to the team to perform on a regular basis. If they give out, such amazing performances like they did against Pakistan, then maybe we can expect some growth in the coming years as well. Probably, probably, 5 years might be too short, but at least in the next decade, maybe we can see some more development in US cricket. But would you say that India's major problems would be in the Super 8 because US and Canada are not threats at the moment, right?
Yeah, obviously, but one would expect that India make it 4 out of 4 in the group stages and go on to the Super 8 stages. Means obviously the format is such that until a miracle happens, in India will definitely be in that. So India, in fact, they have one step into that Super 8
Yeah,
stages already. But then the key will be at the Super 8 stage when they face tougher opponents in the
that's
likes
going to
of
be the key.
Australia. Um, for now, we might see Bangladesh making it to the Super 8 ahead of Sri Lanka. So India might take on Bangladesh again in the Super 8 stages along with Australia and New Zealand. So and these are all top opponents. So but then see, public memory is short-lived. Yes, you might win a very important
Some
battle against.
great visuals there, by the way, Devash.
Yeah, and actually the moment I missed out because I was at the other end, and Rohit
Wow.
Sharma taking
Yeah.
Hardik Pandya means obviously
That's special, after all the
lifting Hardik
stories
Pandya.
that we've heard in the
That
IPL.
was the picture for me.
Yeah.
If you ask me, because so much has been spoken about
Oh my God.
Hardik and
I've
Rohit.
been in Mumbai, so I know
So
also, yeah.
you are.
There's been so
So
much of
so
talk.
much has
Yeah.
been spoken about the relationship that both Hardik and Rohit shared, but then they have left aside. They have left aside the ego. And then they have. It was lovely to see. See, as you can see, both
Amazing, amazing.
Rohit and Hardik, and these are amazing pictures. And so you could and Hardik. Remember, he's the vice captain. He has a bigger role to play in this Indian team, and so far he has done very well.
Yeah, you're right, Vishan. Thank you for these visuals, Rahul. I think it really, adds a nice touch. And about Hardik and Rohit Sharma, I went for all the Mumbai Indian matches. I've seen what's been happening. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of booing, and there's been so much negativity in those 2 months for both of these two players that I think now it's a fresh start. This World Cup will help in giving them a fresh start to start all over again. And of course, play for their national team, for their pride, and that's what you want to. That's why you start playing cricket, Debashi. You don't start playing cricket because you want to play for Mumbai Indians. You start playing cricket because you want to play for India. And I think that's what they're doing. But yes, before we end this live, I just want to tell the viewers that, my experience was fantastic. I've got a great mentor as well who's been guiding me. So I've enjoyed my experience here in all ways possible. My first India Pakistan match was outstanding. The atmosphere was outstanding,
And look forward to Ishan's piece today.
Yeah.
On Rep Sports
Please
platform,
look
Red
forward
Sports
to that. And
website.
again, remember
Obviously,
that
he's
piece.
going to
Make sure you
share. He's
share
going
and
to share his insights, his experience,
yes.
and it's a lot fun. Means obviously there have been challenges, but at the same time, you have to enjoy this moment. Means
Yeah.
obviously it's a rare opportunity. And you are part of history as well. Means
It
along
is,
with
it
me.
is.
In fact, each and every media contingent who have come here to cover this World Cup. We are all part of history.
It
Obviously,
is.
India going on to win against Pakistan is a icing on the cake. Means obviously we all expected the Indian team to do well, and that has all been the case. Yes, there will be challenges. There will be and when you are targeting to win the World Cup, you need to get through these bigger opponents.
You do, Devashish. And I think, yes, I think all of us have been part of history in a way, and I'm extremely grateful for that. Extremely grateful for the opportunity, and looking forward to doing some more. Looking forward to doing some great work with you in the future as well, and in the store as well. To all those who have joined, thank you so much for joining. You've been showing your
And we
support.
must thank
Yeah.
Rahat Arafat. Means obviously he says that it has been a great work. Yes,
Thank you, Raj.
keep
Yes.
supporting us, and see, we have been trying our best. We have been trying our best to get you a decent coverage. Means yes, we had not lived up to expectation at times, but then there will be tough times, there will be good times, but together as a team
Yeah.
we,
We
we,
got to
we
get
we
through it.
would try to give good coverage.
But we can promise that the effort will be there always.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
no doubts about it. Obviously, we have there won't be any shortage of effort. Means obviously both Ishan and me. Ishan has been a bundle of energy, but then we Indian team. And before we end this show, Again, let's update our viewers. The Indian team is will be having an off day, completely day off from cricket, and that is all you want. Means
Yeah.
obviously they played a high intensity game, and they need to savor the moment. Obviously, a win, and when you successfully defend 119, and it's not easy task. Yes, you might talk about that wickets, but then Pakistan had the match in them. They had the match in their grasp, and then to sneeze from the win from the clause of defeat, it speaks volumes about this team, about the Indian players. Obviously, given that neither Virat nor Rohit nor Surya Kumar
Yeah.
Yadav have had a great contribution, but despite that, it is their bowlers,
It is the
and
bowlers.
trust me, and this bowling attack. Do you reckon this bowling attack is perhaps the best in recent times?
From the way they've been bowling Debashish, yes, I think definitely, they have that little bit of an extra punch, which I feel will help them. Uh, Definitely, probably the best in recent
I we
times.
would
And
we would like to ask our
yeah,
viewers who are watching. There are as many as 285 people watching our live now. We would like to ask what they feel. Means is this the best bowling attack by the Indian team in recent times? The
let us
likes of
know. Let us know.
yes, do let us know your comment and see we are trying to put in an effort. It's almost um, midnight here. Means it's almost
Yes,
11:15
it
here.
is. It's yes,
11:20,
11:20.
11:21, but
Yeah,
still we are doing
and we're
this
going to be
live.
up at 5 o'clock
Yes,
as
and we are
always.
going to be up at 5 o'clock. Obviously, Ishan will be doing his exercises, but I'm not a fitness fanatic. But then, having said that, I reckon Ishan it has to be one of the best bowling
It
attack.
has
It's
to be.
Jasprit Bumrah now fit, Hardik Pandya coming good with the ball. It adds flexibility to the side to have an all rounder in the side. Both Hardik and Akshar Patel being included, it adds more balance to the side. And then you also have a Ravindra
You're
Jadeja.
right.
So
So this
that might be the reason that Kuldeep Yadav is not been part of this playing 11 so far.
You're right, Devashish. And I think that those team combinations always work. So I think the management is focusing on looking to get that perfect team combination, which helps in giving this Indian side the best chance to winning games. So hats off to the Indian management as well and the selection committee for choosing the right 11, because we keep questioning why not Kuldeep, why Aksar, but now clearly we know why Aksar. So this is the major reason, because obviously that it's a team combination that works and which helps you win games. So I think great job by
Yeah,
the new
absolutely.
management.
Talking about Kuldeep, there was a moment when the Yuvraj Singh, who is the ambassador of the T20 World Cup, he was seen having a chat with Kuldeep Yadav and Yajuvendra Chahal, the two spinners in the side who have so far been benched, and it was good to see a senior guy and a former cricketer and having a word with them, having the word with the youngsters in the side.
Mm.
So and see, it's a big occasion. Means that World Cup it can't get bigger than this. But then India have started on a great note, winning 2 out of 2 matches, including the match against Pakistan. But the real challenge, what
Will be in the Super
reckon,
8.
will be the Super 8 match, Super 8 stages.
All right. On that note, here's wishing the Indian team the best of luck. Devashish and myself will be getting you all the content on a daily basis. So stay tuned to Rest Sports. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. It's time for us also now to charge up and rest up before we attack the day tomorrow. So we're going to take your leave. We hope you enjoyed this live session. We're going to give you a daily live at 8 a.m. IST. So make sure you tune into that as well. And again, guys, please support and please share the content that we share with you all, because that's the only way we'll grow. And a big thank you to Rahul as well, who's managed joining and who's managed showing us those great visuals. Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you,
And
Rahul.
thank you to everyone who's tuned in as well. We'll catch you all tomorrow. Thank you.